Alright everyone, um, this video I want to take you on a tour of how to use Google Books. If you don't already use Google Books, it's a great feature. I'm going to take you around and show you some of the things that are more commonly used. Um, I'm right now just at the Google home screen, and you can see it's pretty clean looking. That's the way Google likes to keep it. But there's actually lots of features that are in these drop down menus, or as you do searches you find other features as well. So under this one that says more, if I click on it, you see several things. We're not going to talk about all of them, but we're going to talk about some of them. First one I'm going to talk about is books, Google Books. So I'm going to click on it and I come to this page. It's asking search the latest index for millions of great books you can preview or read for free. So you could put in a topic there and do a search. But I want to go and show you how you can organize things into your own personal library. So I'm going to click on my library, and you can see that I wasn't signed in. So I'm going to have to just, it already remembers my information, I'm going to say sign in. And then it's going to take me to my own Google Books. Okay. Now, you have to have a Google account to have, or signed up for Google Books to be able to store your books here. Now, I think Google Books is great because oftentimes I go to the library, and while I'm at the library, and I'll scroll down here, I'll find books like this, for instance, that I think have great examples of something that, or something I need to reference later. That's really how a lot of these books end up where they are in my library. Now, this one isn't my real one. This is just one I use for demo. But I have some things in here that I have used at home as well, like this Encyclopedia Brown book right here. My daughter was doing a book report for school. She had to get the book approved, but she wanted to start reading the book. So I just looked it up in Google Books, and we were able to start reading the book that night instead of waiting for it to come back. Okay, so it really is a neat, powerful thing. You can add books to your Google Books library by ISBN or by title, and I'll show you how to do that. And then the really cool thing is that after a book is in your library, you can search through it using the Google search features. So let me show you an example of that. Let's say, for instance, let's go back to Encyclopedia Brown. Okay. I can click on the book, and then I have the full screenshot. And some of these books you can have, you might get the whole book. Some books eliminate like every sixth page or something like that, and it's blank. But a lot of times you can get much of the book right here. But what we ended up doing, let's just use this same book for an example. Let's say that my daughter's writing a book report, and we needed to find out some information on something that happened in the book, but we don't really remember what page it was on. And I knew it in this particular book. Let's use the example. One of the characters' name is Mr. Dale. If I type in Mr. Dale and I click go, it's going to search the whole book for every time Mr. Dale's name comes up. So I'm going to say go, and it's going to show me that on page 9, page 13, page 10, page 14, and 87 his name came up. So if I click on, say, page 13, it's going to show me where it is that happened. Now I'm going to go back to do my searching and add a little bit more detail. I'm going to say, well, it was when Mr. Dale found Rover. And if I needed to know exactly what page that was on, and I say go, well, there it is. It was on page 14. Okay, so you can quickly search that book for specific information. Now I'm going to go back to Google Books by just clicking right here, Google Books. Okay, and then what happened here is when I clicked on Google Books, I went to all of Google Books, and it's showing things that are that it's showing as popular type books. But those aren't my books. This is what I put in mine. I have to go back to my library right here. Alright, so now I'm back in my Google library. Now you can see that I have blank shelves. These are called shelves. They started doing this about a year or so ago. And you can organize your book by shelves. You can change the names of these bookshelves if you like. It's just a way you can organize your books. Now, you know that example I did with Encyclopedia Brown. I can actually search my whole Google library by clicking on it here. So let's say, for instance, you don't remember exactly which book it was in that you heard a quote of someone, if you type in what you thought it was about, or you get it close enough and say search, it's going to search through just your Google Books library. So it's really cool. So for instance, I heard the example, you have all of these reference books that you might keep around at home that you have to look things up in once in a while. Well, if you add them to your Google Books library by title or by ISBN, and when you needed to search for a quote from someone or search through those books for a particular pieces of information, it would be so much faster for you to do it in your Google Books library than to actually manually do it. Alright, so let's go ahead and show you how to actually search through Google Books and add a book to your collection. So I'm going to go up into Google Books search part, and I'm just going to type Lemony Snicket and say search books. And then I'm just going to pick the first one, The Bad Beginning, and then there you can see the cover of it and chapter 1 and so on. Now I know that this one has a few missing pages, or at least it used to. Yeah, here it is. Page 6, 7 are not shown in this preview. So you can't read the whole book cover to cover, but again, it's good for if your students are doing a book report and they needed to search for information quickly, or maybe again you're using it personally and you have books that you like to use as reference books or pages, and you need to look something up, maybe to reference a page or something in particular. Alright, so I have the book here, and I want to add it to my library. So say add to my library, and then it wants to know where I want to put it, and I will put it in I'll put it in Have to Read and say save. So now when I go back to my Google Books page, let me go back to Google Books and then my library. I think I put it down here somewhere. There it is, Have to Read. I have the book. Okay, and again I can search through that contents of the entire library or through that specific book. Let's say I was, again, just to show you, let's say I search Lord of the Flies and search inside that book for a particular event. It would show me here, I'll put in Piggy. See, I'm sure it's going to be a lot there. It shows you all the pages that it happened, his name comes up on. I search on page 15. Again, and the more specific that item you can put in there, the better information it will return for you. So that's Google Books. It's a quick overview, but again, to use it in its simplest form is, so you're not adding books to it to read books on Google Books. You're adding books to the Google Books library to later make it easier for you to search for information that you might need to look up. And again, it's really good for like reference type books, or if you're doing reports or a research paper, you add the book into the Google Books library, and then if you need to search for it, it's a great way to do it. Okay, so if you have any questions on Google Books, please let me know.